Treatment is a very long haul with many ups and downs. There's no quick fix. Treatment can be discontinued, and then there'd be a relapse, and then it has to be restarted again. The body is really rather amazing. In some cases, it can hold the infection at bay, only to have it come out full force in a time of stress, such as car accident and menopause being examples. The antibiotics given can be oral or IV, and they can change during the course of the treatment. It is important to support the body in other ways during treatment. A healthy diet, lots of rest, exercise when possible, supplements, homeopathic remedies, acupuncture, massage, and others. Co-infections are often carried by the ticks, and a person can have more than one of these, which can make treatment difficult. These infections are difficult to test for, and often it's a process of elimination. Babesia, Bartonella, also known as cat scratch fever, auriculosis, and others. I would be missing out if I did not include our furry friends and Lyme disease. If our pets have it, why not us? The ticks are not fussy who they choose for a blood meal. For dogs, their symptoms can be similar to those for humans. It can produce symptoms characterized by arthritis, as well as sometimes involving heart, nervous system, and kidneys. The glands may also be swollen. The arthritic joints may become hot and swollen, and there may be fever and poor appetite. Dogs may become lame from the disease, with the painful lameness appearing suddenly and shifting from one leg to another. If untreated, it may eventually disappear, only to reappear weeks to months later. Many dogs suffering from Lyme are taken to veterinarians because they seem to experiencing generalized pain, have stopped eating, and may have a fever. It is not uncommon for a dog to be affected with the Lyme disease bacteria for more than a year before finally showing symptoms. The disease at that time would be quite widespread in the dog's body. I know of a dog that was finally diagnosed with Lyme, went on antibiotics for a month, and is now doing better. I have a veterinary friend in Halifax area who's been testing for Lyme for several years. He now says Lyme is commonplace. The sale of the tick preventative products have increased threefold in his practice. There are dogs here in Pictou County who are being treated for Lyme. There are products that contain permethrin, which is a synthetic insecticide that became available in 1973. It is based on a natural compound, pyrethrum, which is found in chrysanthemums, and it protects them from insect infestation. Permethrin is highly toxic to cats, and many cats die after being given flea and tick treatments intended for dogs only, or by having had contact with a dog that was recently treated with permethrin. It is important to read instructions. Permethrin is a neurotoxin and kills rather than repels insects. It is a treatment for head and body lice for humans. It is used in agriculture, where it protects our food resources from attacks of insects, as well as household insect sprays, where it is listed as controlling 54 different species. It's also used for flea, ticks, and mosquito sprays for animals. It is a clothing treatment for people for ticks, mosquitoes, and other arthropods. It is used on nets for mosquitoes in areas where malaria is a concern. In the U.S., this product is available for human use. It is used by the Army for their tents and clothing, and its effectiveness will last through several washings or the lifetime of the garment, which is 70 times in the laundry. In the military here in Canada use the product, but on their return home from places like Afghanistan, their uniforms need to be turned in. There are outdoor sporting good companies in the U.S. that sell clothing with insect shield, which is permethrin. Permethrin is not toxic to cats once it is dried on the clothing, according to the literature. In cats, the symptoms of Lyme are somewhat more ambiguous and can be mistaken for other illnesses. Cats are likely to show walking difficulties, loss of appetite, eye damage, unusual breathing, and fever. In horses, clinical signs of Lyme appear in less than 10% of the horses that are affected with Borrelia burgdorferi, the most common symptom being lameness and behavioral changes. I feel that if an animal is known to have had a tick bite, then Lyme should be one of the conditions considered if they develop health concerns. They are putting out bait station feeders for deer with a Vitex ticicide, which is a 10% permethrin in an oily base in some areas to help control ticks on deer. There was a test done last year in Lunenburg without the insecticide with these bait stations, and there are plans in the works to have these stations placed in the park in Admiral's Cove. This is a way they can help control the ticks and avoid spraying large areas with insecticides that would kill everything. They say that there are 48 confirmed cases of Lyme disease in Nova Scotia since 2002. 1/4 of them reported just last year. I think this number could likely be multiplied by at least 10. In Maine, for January and February, the incidence of Lyme for 2010 increased 300%, going from 15 cases in 2009 to over 50 cases in 2010. We're not that far away. In Nova Scotia, they only accept testing done in Canada. The clinical signs as well as the tick bite and rash seem to be getting overlooked. I know there are many who have been forced to go to the U.S. for testing and treatment. It is time this growing problem was recognized and people educated to the reality of Lyme. Education is the key. How can you do something about something you know nothing about? A good website to check out is www.canlyme.com, CANLYME. I hope this information has been helpful.